Hello. Hi, Wilbert. How are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have Wilbert Weche joining as the CEO from Willful Change. I'm so excited to have you here. Well, you have been an excellent participant in Sales Success Program, and also I love that you're doing leadership coaching for nonprofit organization from John Maxwell team. I think this is very exciting and you're so inspiring for me. Could you let us know as to how did you get started with your journey? I know you mentioned it to me, but I think our audience would love to know as well. What inspired you to start this journey for doing leadership coaching for nonprofit organizations?
Well, the true inspiration came from me asking myself that hard question a couple years back. I believe it was back during the pandemic in 2020. I had one of those sleepless nights that all entrepreneurs actually go through, where they're
Mm.
really contemplating what can I actually bring to this world? Something that's meaningful, something that's different. And it was a specific question that popped up in my head that started me on that journey, which was think about the time that you felt the most fulfilled. And in that moment, what were you doing? And as I thought about that question, because it led me to think about deeper sense of purpose as opposed to something that I just generally liked doing, that led me to start thinking about the key areas in my life where I felt I was the most impactful. And as I was able to think of all of those specific times, I was either helping someone through either coaching, speaking in front of a crowd, or doing some type of a training. I can remember the first time I've ever given a speech was when I was 6 years old in kindergarten. I gave the I Have a Dream speech. And I can
Oh,
remember
wow.
the exact feeling that I experienced at 6 years old when I got a standing ovation. And from there, it's been an ongoing thing for me. So as I thought about that and I recognized the areas of opportunity for me to have an impact and truly inspire other people in this world, but more specifically nonprofit organizations. That's when I decided to take that plunge headfirst into joining the John Maxwell team, and the rest is all history.
That's amazing that you're serving nonprofit organizations with your leadership coaching here. So tell me a little bit more about what do you teach in your leadership coaching? Will, could you give us a little bit more details other than this leadership? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So as just to make sure that folks are aware, my service lines that I offer are keynote speaking, training, as well as coaching. So in my training services specifically, what I tend to do, and I feel this kind of helps set me apart from other organizations that may also provide training as well. I like to do a deeper dive, which I call a discovery call with all my clients before we actually put pen to paper to sign any contract, is to truly understand where the areas are they identifying as areas of opportunity and for growth.
Hmm.
So my approach is to tailor trainings to their needs specifically. And in my trainings and my coaching, I really try to help focus on key areas that folks are identifying as either an area of growth or an area of opportunity for them. So more specifically around effective communication, uh, certain things like time management and effective prioritization, certain topics around critical thinking and problem solving skills, certain things around leadership creating authentic leadership and really creating team dynamics and fostering a equitable environment within the workforce. See, the feeling that I have and the belief that I try to stand on is everything rises and falls on leadership. So my focus is to always make sure that I'm providing or I'm touching on essential skill sets that will make leaders most effective, but also efficient in their organization.
That's amazing. So there are quite a lot of aspects of leadership that you are covering.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what kind of nonprofit organizations have you served so far?
So a couple of nonprofit organizations that I've served so far are within like the behavioral health sector. There are
Mhm.
also some community partners that are out there that are doing more work around immigration or providing services as far as homeless shelters and certain things like early education for young children as well. I've also served a couple of faith-based organizations as well with training. So that seems to be the plethora of different areas that I'm touching on. But again, I try to cast a further net so I can make sure that I have a true impact on nonprofits all across the region of Massachusetts.
That's great to know. Thank you very much, Will. And how can customers reach you?
Well, customers can reach me on via email, where my email address is wweche@willfulchange.com. They can reach out to me on my website, which is willfulchange.com, all one word. But they could also reach me on my direct line if they want to hear my nice voice, which is 413-306-4309. I do also have some social media platforms, but the quickest way to get in contact with me is either through phone or through email. I'm a very personable person, so I love building relationships.
Yes, I can see that. Thank you very much, Will. Again, it was a great pleasure to have you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Do you have some key, like 3 pointers as to what were the 3 key lessons that you learned?
Some of the key lessons off the top that I can remember that I've learned was around negotiation. And that's something that is huge for me, because again, dealing with the specific target audience that I focus on, which are nonprofit organizations, oftentimes, folks will ask for a discount, or they want to know if they can get more for less. And in that specific module that we were touching on, there were a lot of key aspects that I was able to kind of take away that helped me to understand, how do I approach this methodically, where I'm not decreasing the value of the actual service that I'm providing, while also helping the buyer, right, really understand the value in what they're getting and why, the reasoning behind the cost for that investment. So I think that was some, yeah.
Loading the risk is what we said.
Yes, exactly. Lowering the risk, making sure that they can truly understand and see for themselves what is it that they're getting ready to invest in, but also minimizing the risk or the fear that they may be having in taking that plunge forward. A couple of the other things that really stood out to me was around dealing with rejection, right? Or when folks are dealing with price or sticker shock, so to speak. That was something that just really stood out to me, in a sense of how to truly approach that kind of feedback, or how to approach that pushback, and really linking that to behavioral styles, right? Or communication styles. So depending on if that person is a D or if that person is an S, I would have to tailor my approach and help them to basically navigate around that, in a sense. So I'm making sure that I'm taking that into account with how I'm approaching them to make a decision to purchase.
And I guess, did you get return on your investment?
Did I get a return on my investment? Absolutely. I did feel that there are a couple of things that are in the works right now in terms of new contracts that I'm working on. We didn't sign anything yet, but the fact that I was able to get my foot in the door and get as far as I am right now is definitely a win for me, because it shows me that I'm further along than where I was when I first started.
And how about the sustainable growth?
Sustainable growth. I mean, this is, for me, I feel each day is an opportunity for growth, right? Every day is an opportunity for growth. I felt that being in this program gave me a constant push to be more intentional, right? Because I know that when we first started working one-on-one prior to the sales success training, there was a push for more marketing, really getting myself out there. And because of that push, that has put me on a path where every single month I'm being very intentional about having 4 to 5 meetings scheduled on my calendar, where I'm actually meeting with a new prospect, a reoccurring person, or upselling current clients, so that I can continue to grow my revenue incrementally on a consistent basis. So I can say for that's been the sustainability piece for me, and what has really stood out to me in our relationship.
Okay, good. So I'm excited to share that Wilbert Weche has completed the Sales Success Program. It was a really intensive training, right? For 30 hours, there was quite some homework. There was 10 sessions of classes. So thank you very much, Wilbert, for participating here. I appreciate all the dedication that you have for serving your communities, for helping your nonprofit organization to deliver the highest satisfaction and best value to your customers. So with this, I would like to basically present to you this digital certificate. You will also receive a physical certificate. But thank you very much for trusting me and participating in this program and completing through this. Like I said, it requires quite a lot of dedication and efforts to complete this. Congratulations, Wilbert.
All right. Thank you so much. This is going to forever be a memorable experience for me. So thank you for being who you are, and thank you for accepting me in the program.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wilbert. I enjoyed the whole class with you. Thank you.
Thank you.